Hi, my name is Silva. I will be teaching you forecasting errors, showing you the comparison and growth of revenue over a 5-year period, and what you can expect in the year to come. Before I get there, let's talk about forecasting. Forecasting gives you a prediction of the future value based on existing data. Factors that can affect your accuracy of forecasting are the volatility in the market, the amount of available historical data, and the amount of real-time data. Moving on, my company is Petco. And what we did here was a comparison of revenue over a 5-year period. And it was also broken up into quarters. You have your total revenues, your total expenses, and your total net funds. In order to get your total net funds, you're going to want to take your total revenues and subtract your total expenses. And you're going to want to bring that cell all the way down. And that's how you get your total net funds. Now, you also need to create a percentage of growth. You need to do this because in businesses, we need to know the amount of growth we have from year 1 to year 2 and so on. And we get this by taking the first quarter of the following year and dividing it over the first quarter of the first year. As you can see, in 5 years' time, we have a 39% growth in the company. Moving on to forecasting, what you're going to want to do is take the data from your net funds and bring it over to your forecast. At your fourth quarter, however, you're going to want to add an additional 1.25%. And then your first quarter, you're going to want to take that away by dividing your total net funds by 1.25%. Next is forecasting error. When you get to forecasting error, you're going to want to use the formula ABS, which also means absolute value sum. Now what you're going to want to do is put an equal sign, ABS, inside the parentheses. You're going to want to use the dollar amount from total net funds and the dollar amount, or subtracting your forecast dollar amount, and that's going to give you your forecast error. And that brings you to the mean absolute deviation. Once you get to the mean absolute deviation, your formula will be equals average. Inside the parentheses, you will want to highlight your forecasting error. Now, prior to this, you want to name your forecasting error, as I did here, by average. And your number will be 372. Same thing with mean square error. Over here at forecasting, you would have wanted to highlight them. You're going to come over here and you're going to name your cell forecast. So your formula will be sum squared. Inside the parentheses, you're going to want to put your error range. Close your parentheses. You're going to divide that by count. Open your parentheses and put the error range in there once again, and close your parentheses. And that is your mean square error. I also created a graph for illustration of your forecasting error and your total net funds. As you can see, it's a progressive growth within the company, and based off that information, you will know that the following year will also be a growth as long as there isn't a volatility within the market, as such as a recession. Well, that's all I got for you. If you follow this trend, you can project your revenues in the future. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.